What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to go over today my ongoing deck that is using just two pull 2 cards. So if you're new to the game, you're looking for a pull 1 deck, this will easily fit the scenario as well. So here's kind of the game plan of the deck and what we're going for. We want to win, obviously, 2 locations, but we want to be able to win any of the 2 of the 3. Now, a lot of decks will go all in on 1. A lot of decks will kind of surprise somebody on 1 at the very end. We want to have good power at any, that we can play 1 card anywhere and really swing a lot of the board. So what I'm meaning by this is that we want to have ways to boost the rest of the board on a quick turn 5 or 6. So one of the easiest ways here is Spectrum, who will on reveal give your ongoing cards +2 power. She's kind of the heart of the deck. So instead of using Onslaught, I'm using her as my 6 drop. So she'll give other cards that have ongoing +2 power. And we have a lot. We have Ant-Man, Armor, Colossus, Lizard, Mr. Fantastic, Captain America, Namor, Blue Marvel, and Klaw. So all but, I think, 2 of our cards and herself have ongoing. So she hits the entire board. And then, so that's a quick, she has 5 power and buffs the rest of the board, but we want to have good power on everywhere else as well. So we use Klaw, who will give the location to the right +6 power. And we use Mr. Fantastic, who we try to play in the middle location to give +2 power to the adjacent locations. Really important here to be able to buff every side of the board, especially on turn 3 here, so we can still swing to whatever side of the board we feel like. Namor is a fantastic, that's Blue Marvel. Namor, which I just removed from the dude, what is Namor? Where you at, dude? Namor is just a absolutely fantastic add-on to this deck in general, because he will essentially be able to hold a location himself, have 5 power +5 to 10. Then he can get his location buffed by Mr. Fantastic by 2, or buffed by Klaw by 6, and then if you play Spectrum, he can get +2 from there as well. That's a super powerful combo that you can win a location just with one person. And now all these cards are going to be on a different location, so they can also try to win that location. So you can commit to one location hard, have Namor win a side location. That's a really good way to win. Or if you somehow hit your early drops, because we do have 2 1s and 4 2s, if you hit those harder and you have a lot of mana for like these type of things, or energy for those, you can try to win a 4 spot location having 4 people with Ant-Man and a few other cheaper cards and things like Captain America to boost everyone there, and then use 1 or 2 other cards as you have Klaw boosting another location, etc., to try to win a second location. So there's a couple ways to do it, but you have a lot of buffs that come out. Then the pull 2 cards I'm using here are just Iceman. So on reveal, give a random card in the opponent's hand +1 cost. He's actually my favorite 1-drop in the game. And Scorpion, who on reveal afflicts cards in the opponent's hand with -1 power. These both offer like kind of a little bit of a control-y vibe early, and then you kind of can help control the board by being able to swing any location with Fantastic and Klaw. That these can just kind of slow them down just enough so you can squeak a win. This deck's not going to win a location by like 100 power or something ridiculous. It's not a Dino Dinosaur or Devil Dinosaur deck that's going to just drop a massive unit on one thing. It's not an Onslaught deck that's going to combo with Iron Man. It's really about winning the small game. So just kind of having a good feel of the board early, and every little bit of slowdown effect that you can put on your opponent does help. So that's why I'm using these 2. If you were going to play this deck and you don't have access to Iceman and Scorpion because you're still in pool 1, 100% still a viable deck. I played a copy of this deck for a long time. There's a lot of 1-drops you can fill it in with. I'd suggest Electra or Nightcrawler for the Iceman replacement. And for Scorpion, honestly, there's a ton of 2-drops that you could easily put in this deck that feel pretty solid. Medusa being a pretty good one. I even like Star-Lord to be able to do that. And then, of course, Scarlet Witch would just be a really solid tech option. We don't have anything that really messes with location, so she's a great option. So that's what I'm playing. I'm going to jump in a few games of this. If you want to see some gameplay, kind of talk through the strategy of it, feel free to hang around for that. If not, leave a subscription to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment about what you're playing right now. But for now, I'm going to jump into some games. Let's check it out. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we got a 2, 4, and 3, so that's good. We're only running 2 1-drops, so we're not super worried about hitting 1. Now we got a 2, 3, 4, 5. So we like this curve a lot. Armor is kind of a tech card against opponents' destroy decks, but really she's just super solid for actually just being able to have ongoing with Spectrum and get 3 attack already. Super solid that way. But I would drop Scorpion here early. He didn't play anything yet. Try to hit his hand with some -1s. That's great. Alright, so normally we want to put Mr. Fantastic in the middle location, but it's Atlantis. So if I only have 1 card here, +5 power, Goes exactly with Namor. It's kind of where the theme comes from. So we're going to go for Namor there. So I'm going to play Fantastic on the right here. He'll still buff just the middle location, which will be good. So we're kind of showing a little bit of aggression on the right side. And he'll flood the board there. Now, I'm not too worried about it. So that location is going to be done after this. I don't need to play Namor now. I could play one more card over there. And I think I actually will. I just want to make sure I win this location here. So I'll put Armor there and Lizard on the left side, since he probably won't have 4 cards against Lizard. Lizard obviously has that negative impact, but it's an ongoing effect, so Spectrum still boosts him, which is pretty great. So he played Warpath, which will put him to 10. Blue Marvel will boost that up. I'm actually going to go for Klaw here, though. Put Klaw in the middle, which will boost that up to the right, and we'll see how that works. So we can try to win that location back with Klaw. Blue Marvel would also boost them all up by 1. Tie that location. Klaw lets us win it and puts 9 power in the middle. Then we can commit the other 2 cards to the left side and win that location. So we feel good about that. He's got Devil Dinosaur to try to win that middle location. I'm going to snap because I feel pretty good. And I feel really good now with Spectrum. So Spectrum can come out. She'll put +2 to 2 of the units over here, and +2 to Lizard to put 12 power on this side. So we're going to go for that and see how it works out. So if he has like the Hulk, he would tie over here, and he retreated. So that's kind of what you're doing. You're being able to swing any location really quick. So it looked like I was losing the right location, but Klaw could win the location for me. Blue Marvel could tie the location for me. And then we still have Spectrum to put 12 power on the left side, +2 to the middle, which didn't matter at that point, but +4 more to the right side. So being able to swing locations like that is super big for this deck. So that's one example. I'll show a couple more if I can. Alright, let's see what's happening. Got the big house, and we got a 1, 2, 3, and 4 drop, so I feel pretty good. So since we can't play Namor here, because cards that cost 4, 5, or 6 can't be played here, we'll start by just putting some pressure down on that left location as we see what gets revealed. Something's going to get ruined, so it could be that. For now, I'll just kind of go a little bit more all in on this left location with my easy units, with my cheap units at least. Apply some pressure to that location. Captain America, we really only want to put on the location that we're actually actively trying to play Ant-Man and 4 units on to get the most out of his effect. So we'll put Captain America there as well. Turn 4 is coming up. We'll probably commit Namor to a site. So far, he's just adding some cards. So he's got 2 cards that draw a card or added a card to his deck. So I'm assuming this is going to be more in the lines of a Dinosaur deck, Devil Dinosaur. So we'll drop Namor on the right side. Try to win that location. So we have a couple different options. So we're winning the left location, but not by much. He just got my highest cost card, so we got one of these. We're winning this left location, but not by a ton, and I can't play anything high there. So we can't play his dinosaurs there either, which is good. I'm going to try to commit to winning the Namor location and the left location. Might be tough, but we're going to try it. Alright, so he's Jessica Jonesing, so he's probably going to win this middle location. I think that's alright. So I have a couple different options. So we do know Jessica Jones is actually going to go +4. She's going to get to 7, and 5 will put us up to 12 power. Can I beat 12 power here? That's 9, 10, 11, 12. That ties the location. This wins this location. And Devil Dinosaur probably doesn't even win this location for him. It should only be a 15 power. So I think I do that in anticipation that I'm going to tie this middle location, hopefully win this location, because Colossus here is a big buff to this. This is actually, but I reveal first. So technically I should put Armor here, just in case he has Elektra to kill Ant-Man, or Killmonger to kill Ant-Man, and I reveal first. So I'm going to do that. This should solidify the left location, maybe, unless he plays Dinosaur here, in which case he does, then we tie in the middle, and I win by 16-0 on the left. Actually, he can't even play Dinosaur on the left. So I'm pretty confident with that. I think he's going to go, if he has anything, I'll snap actually. I'm feeling pretty good. If he has Dinosaur, it can only go here. Doesn't do a whole lot though. At least it doesn't do enough that's going to affect the entire board. Unless he'll only have 15 power, I think, which I'll be at 16 with Klaw and Namor. That's kind of the cool thing about Klaw and Namor, putting him up to such a high value. Yeah, so I think he was just kind of out of options at that point. We had really good pressure across the whole board. We had really good pressure on the left side here by having a 4-stacked location with pretty cheap units. We had a Namor sitting at 16 power by himself. We could have played Blue Marvel to even give it plus more power on that. And then we had just a middle location that we could swing a lot of power if we had to. But we didn't really, I put enough to tie it, but didn't need to swing a ton into it. We had a really good board presence there across the board. I think that's a solid way to play the deck and just kind of feel out, all right, which locations do I need to go harder on? And you easily can rotate where you're going. I mean, I was kind of pushing this one early, and then Namor was going to go at one of these. And I normally try to put Namor to the right just so Klaw can go in the middle if I have to. And that felt pretty good. And this is without playing Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel obviously would have been good on this board because it's a huge buff board, but sometimes Klaw is just the better option. So that's essentially the deck, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a subscription to the channel, and stay tuned for some more snaps.